Hey everyone, it's been forever that I did a vlog. I can't even remember the last time I did a vlog on YouTube. I really can't. But hey y'all, how are y'all doing? I was gonna do a get ready with me video. Sorry for twisting turning. I was gonna do a get ready with me video. However, it is now nighttime. So I just got finished doing a makeup tutorial, well actually an eye tutorial that I want you guys to check out. I'm gonna be uploading that probably before this one actually. But if you haven't seen it, check that out. I haven't really been too active on this channel because I've been really focused on my nail channel. So this is my thing. Like, I love doing nails. Like, that's what I do. I love doing nails. It's like, matter of fact, I'm sitting at my nail desk now. But, yeah, I just, I've been doing a lot of thinking. Like, first of all, let me tell you guys that I am married. I am in my 50s. Actually, I'm 51. I would be 52 October the 6th. So, yeah, I have a birthday coming up. I have one daughter that just got married over the summer. And I have another daughter that's getting ready to get married in December. Um, I wanted to come on a vlog and just talk about my personal life. And I normally don't do that. I normally don't discuss my personal life. We became friends. And let me tell you how we became friends. We became friends in a weird way. We're like day and night. I'm giving, you know what I mean? Very giving. And if you needed something, anybody needed anything, and it could be my last, I really am the type of person that would give it to you because that's just the way I am. And he's really not like that. But anyway, we started out because during the time that me and my ex was breaking up, it got violent. And I don't want to talk bad about him because he's gone now. And we squashed that and became back close again. We became friends again, and Keith and him became friends again too. So, but during that time though, it got violent because, like I said, he was feeling a certain way that I was hanging with Keith, and he did things, and I'm not gonna say what he did, but I mean, he did things like he actually knocked me out. Like, I seen stars. But anyway, and when it happened, I was outside because he came to my house, and it was my husband, not my husband on the time, Keith, and a couple other friends in the house, and we just was in there just chilling, being young, drinking, smoking, the whole 9 yards, and just having a good time though. And I think they was really there because the fact that I went through a horrible breakup, and by me going through a horrible breakup, Keith stepped in. Let me say, because I know y'all like, get to the point, get to the point, get to the point. I have kids. I had during that time 3 children, and he, even though he could not stand me and I couldn't stand him, he really cared about the kids, because to them that was like Uncle Keith, like, so, and they loved him and he loved them. And during that time, my windows was being busted out, my car was being spray painted, my wheels was being unscrewed and stuff like that. And he didn't want anything to happen to the kids, and low-key, he didn't want anything to happen to me either. So that's the type of person that he really is. On that level, he's wonderful. And I just started hanging out with him at his place because the fact that it was so much happening in my house that it didn't seem safe for me to be there. So I started hanging out with him at his house, and he was going through a divorce, and he was going through a separation during that time. And during that time, he told me, like, you know, he was going through something and I was going through something. So we became friends, and I moved in with him because, like I said, it was too dangerous at my house with everything that's going on. So we became friends. And when you get to know somebody and you know everything about them, you start seeing their routine, you start seeing the way they operate. So you could see if this is somebody that you can kick it with, and you could see if it's somebody that you can't kick it with. And me and him was starting to become friends. Like, it was like, yo, you was seeing somebody, I was seeing not really seeing nobody, but like, not really in relationships with nobody, but we was kicking it with other people. And I knew, like, I think he fell for me faster than I fell for him, because I still was at the point that I didn't want no relationship. And I told him I just wanted to still kick it as friends. I knew that I wanted to be more than friends when one day it was his birthday, and his birthday is right before mine. His is the 1st, mine is the 6th of October. And I was like, I'm going to do something really cool for him. You know, just my friend, you know what I mean? I'm going to do something really cool for him. I barbecued, and I bought a cake, and like, I bought chips. I cooked dinner. I just had balloons everywhere. I was so excited. Like, oh my God, I was so excited. So looking at the clock, it's like I started it about, I want to say like 3 in the afternoon, because I knew he would be getting home from work about 5:30. So I started everything. I got the kids together, you know, and his son, my son, together. Like, I just was like, this is gonna be nice when he get home. 5:30, he's not home. Okay, it must be traffic, so I'm gonna, you know, give or take, let him get in the house. I'm all excited. I'm excited. So, all right, 6:30 come. Still, maybe, you know, he get off at 5. You know, he's maybe, you know, he stopped at the store on his way home. No problem, whatever. Kids are like, when is he gonna be here so we can light the cake? 9 o'clock come. Time to get the kids washed, put them to bed. Already fed them at 6 o'clock. Got them together, put them to bed. 11 o'clock come. Now I'm paging. No response. Paging. I'm getting worried. I'm angry and I'm getting worried at the same time. About 1 o'clock. I'm on the couch because I slept on the couch and he slept in his room. So I'm on the couch. I'm steaming. I'm like, he comes in, hey, how are you? And I'm like, fine. I got an attitude. Like, he's like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, nothing. And I was like, so where were you at? He was like, oh, Blaza Blaz, I'm not gonna say her name, took me out for my birthday. You couldn't text me, you couldn't call the house, you couldn't do nothing. I was mad. Like, I was like, I done cooked, I done have your cake in there, and you didn't have the decency to call and say you was gonna be late. I was steaming. He was like, okay, she wanted to take me out for my birthday. I'm sorry. Why are you getting mad? So I'm playing it off, but inside I'm thinking, girl, why you getting this mad? I'm like, my mom Ben was saying it though. Like my mom, she was like, y'all gonna wind up together. And I'm like, ew, no, we not. Da, 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 da. So I'm steaming though. I'm steaming. He gets in the shower, goes to bed, gets up the next day. I already got the kids off to school. Got the kids off to school. I already started cleaning up. Now I'm mad. He gets up and he was like, what you doing today? I said, nothing. Nothing. I just got my purse, got in my car, and left. So then he started paging me. Y'all know we had them beepers. He started paging me, paging me, paging me. I'm not responding, not going nowhere to try to make the phone call. None of that. I'm heated. I'm mad. So when the kids got home, when the kids' school was out, I went up there to pick up the kids and came home, and he didn't go to work. He didn't go to work today. And he called out today. So I'm in the house. I'm going in the kitchen, start cooking. Still not saying nothing. He was like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I'm angry because I felt like you didn't even care about me to the point that you couldn't even have called me and said that I'm not coming back. And I did all of this for you. And he said, are you angry that I went out with her? Or are you just angry because the fact that I didn't call? And right then I was like, I'm angry that you went out with her. I am. And he was like, either we're going to be together or we're not going to be together. But you're not going to be playing these games with me. And we sat down and I told him, like, we could give this a shot. And I was happy that he broke up with her. Well, they wasn't really going out, but I was happy that he ended it with her and stuff like that. But we went through it though. Our relationship was like crazy because we both Libras, and it was like in our beginning of our relationship, we used to fight. Like, I mean, fight, like heavy duty fight. And it was like to a point that it was like, I don't know if I want to stay in this relationship. I don't know if I want to go. But the good always outweighed the bad though, because he was excellent with my kids, y'all. Like, excellent. He was straight up dad. He was straight up dad. Like, and to be honest, he was good with me too, because he really took care of me. It's just, we both was hotheads. We really was hotheads. Like, if it was something that we didn't like, we was really, really strong about our dislikes. And that's really how we got together. Like, that's how we got together. And then we started communicating better. Like, instead of like yelling at each other, we started talking to each other and discussing what's the problem, what's wrong, what did I do to make you mad, what did you do that I feel offended by. Like, we really did start communicating. During that time, I knew that I didn't want to get married. I really didn't. And he already was married and separated, and he really didn't want to be married no more either. And as time went on, we started talking about marriage. Like, as time went on, we really did. We started talking about marriage. It started being like little drops here and little drops there. And my grandma, she used to be in my ear all the time, like, Grandma ain't getting no younger, and I want to see y'all married before I leave this earth. I'm like, Grandma, you ain't going nowhere. So she would just say that all the time, like, I don't like the fact that y'all living like y'all are, like, y'all living in sin and all this other stuff. And I just was like, it just wasn't on my mind. And you know, my grandma did start getting to me. I'm not even gonna lie. And I was just like, yeah, you know, maybe we should try this marriage thing out. And it was like, I knew I wasn't going nowhere. He always said he knew he wasn't going nowhere. So when my birthday came in 2004, he proposed. And I didn't know, but he went and talked to my parents first. So my mom and dad, they knew first. And when I talked to my grandma, my mom already talked to my grandma. So my grandma was like, okay, y'all engaged now. When y'all getting married? And, you know, my grandma, to be honest, she really picked our date. She really did, because she would say dates and I would come back to Keith like, you think we should get married in this month? And he would be like, okay, you know, whatever date is fine or whatever. So my grandma's anniversary was July the 4th. So I told my grandma that the 23rd was my daughter's birthday, and the 31st was my stepdaughter's birthday. So I was like, those days I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? July was very busy. And my grandma was like, what about the 16th of July? So I went back to Keith again. I was like, babe, what about the 16th of July? Like, it's my ideal. And we sat down, we talked about it, and he was like, that's a good date. And so that's how that came to being. And we made my grandmama part of the wedding. Like, she got escorted down. So we got married July 16th, 2005. My grandma passed away July 16th, 2006. So when she passed, of course, it was hard on me. But, you know, I think about marriage, though. And I think about my marriage. Me and Keith been together since 95. That's a long time. We've been together since 95. And I think about what I thought marriage was going to be. For the longest time, I didn't want to get married to anyone because I was young, and I'm like, I don't want to be with somebody and they die and da-da-da-da-da-da, or I don't want to be with someone and then I died and then they left like that. I didn't think that, you know, you got to live your life. Death is going to happen no matter what. So, but once I started thinking about marriage, I started thinking like, how would I want my marriage? Number one, I would want my husband to be faithful to me, and I would be faithful to him. Now, that being said, if my husband wanted to be a part of that lifestyle, I would be a part of the lifestyle. Y'all can judge me if y'all want, but it is what it is. You know, not everybody have that type of marriage that is like one-on-one all the time or whatever. But if you're going to do that lifestyle marriage, y'all got to have an understanding, first of all. But our marriage is one-on-one. But, however, I wanted my marriage to be, when our kids was younger, every weekend we did something with the kids. Every weekend we did something with the kids. And when I got married, I knew that it wasn't going to be every weekend that me and my husband was going to do something. But I did want it to be every other weekend. Every other weekend, I wanted us to go out to eat, go to the movies, do something, keep our marriage alive. And that wasn't reality at all. Truth be told, I'm home alone a lot. And I don't dog my husband behind it. He's a part of a lot of organizations, and when he's not a part of organizations, he is out with friends from the organization. But I don't know. Marriage has to mean something. Like, it really do. It has to mean something. It has to mean that, you know, like I talk to my husband all the time. When I'm getting in the car, I like for you to open the door for me. Like, I'm a lady. Like, open the door for me and let me get in the car. You close the door behind me. I don't get that. Like, my husband will go to his side, and I be like, and I say to him, like, I feel like that's what you should be doing for me. In the beginning, my husband used to be like, you're a thug. I'm a thug. The ghetto, the whole 9 yards, because I really didn't take no shit from nobody. So I would speak my mind. He used to say, you want me to treat you like a lady? You need to act like a lady. I toned all of that down. I really did, because at first I cussed him out for saying that. But then I started thinking, you know what, he's really right. You can't expect someone to treat you a certain way if you're acting like all left. You know what I mean? So I nipped a lot of things in the bud. That being said, I still don't take no shit from nobody, y'all. I really don't. Like, I don't want nobody to think that they could come to me and bully me, talk to me in all kind of way, and think that I'm just going to turn the other cheek. I'm not that person. However, when it comes to my husband, I do let him be a man. It took me a while to do that, but I really had to be disciplined, because it took discipline. It was hard, because if someone says something that was out of pocket when it came to him, and he was standing there before he had a chance to react, I was like, didn't matter to me if you was a man, woman, it didn't matter. I'm going to say something. I'm going to step to you, whatever the case may be. But I had to tone that down, because men don't want women that's loud. A lot of men don't. Maybe yours do, but a lot of men don't want women that's loud. So I toned that down. I said, if he's going to treat me better, I got to act better. So I toned that down. I said, everything that he said that he wanted from me, I did. Everything that I asked from him, I didn't get. And the reason for me making this video is because there's so many people that's getting married. And I feel like a lot of people are all about the hype of the wedding. Yes, weddings can be fun, beautiful. It could be all of that. But don't get blinded by the wedding. And for heaven's sakes, stop. How do I say that? This. Stop going in debt for weddings. Just stop. When my wedding day was over, I owed nobody. Nobody. Matter of fact, I was getting a refund from the church because I paid $500 for the church. You get $200 back as long as everything was good. So I was getting $200 back. I didn't owe nobody. Too many of y'all are all about that hype. And y'all trying to have this wedding that y'all know y'all can't afford. And y'all charging this and charging that. And then y'all going in debt. And y'all still owing. And y'all not even with the person no more. So when y'all marry somebody, make sure that it's for the right reasons. I'm sorry, my mind just went like, ugh. Make sure it's for the right reason. Make sure it's for love, because honestly, if I didn't love him, we wouldn't still be together. If he didn't love me, we wouldn't still be together. So our love is what's keeping us together, because a lot of our actions is trying to tear us apart. So when you're getting married, I'm sorry, I'm still playing with my hair. When y'all getting married, just make sure that's for the right reason. Don't say, oh, this is going to be my dream wedding. My wedding going to be like this. My wedding going to be like that. Let me start hearing y'all say my marriage is going to be like this. Or I want my marriage to be like this. I want my marriage to be like that. Stop focusing on that wedding. Because that wedding is one day. It's one day. All this money that you spending on a wedding dress is for that one day. And I'm not saying don't get a beautiful dress. I'm not saying don't have a good time at your wedding. You know what I mean? I'm just saying be practical about your spendings over a wedding. I hate when people spend a lot of money on weddings and they don't got really no place to stay, or they got a place that they renting. They don't have a place they own, but they paid all this money, a lot of money, went in debt for this wedding, but still got a landlord. I mean, that's like, I'm sorry to say this, and I know it's going to sound harsh, but that is the most stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. But you guys do it. There's a lot of you guys that do that. Think about the long haul, because I know when we got married, we knew that we was going to take advantage of everything that we could take advantage of. So the church, we was able to get that because my dad. The hall, we was able to get that because a friend of mine. The cleaning of the hall, we was able to get that because of family. The food, we was able to get that because of my parents. The cooking, we was able to get that because of my sister. You get what I'm saying? Like, the photographer, I had so many pictures. I got a wedding video. Why? My dad not only walked me down the aisle, but he also was my photographer. When he was walking me down the aisle, he had my uncle take that picture and that video. Like, the people took the video. It's like you got to use what you got to get what you want. And our whole money, all the money that my husband was saving, all of that was to buy this. We're not renting. We're owners. So think about that. So instead of planning this like elaborate wedding, which I'm not saying you can't plan a nice wedding, but stop going over the top. Think about how much money are we going to put to, so after we get married, we can own our house and we don't have to rent. Because when you're renting, you're just taking care of somebody else's stuff. That's not yours. You can't leave it to your children. So But yeah, so things like that that's the thing. Our foundation is what's keeping us together. Even though we have like a lot of things that's trying to tear us apart that be happening. I'm happy. I really gotta say that. Like, I love my husband to death. Like, I really do. Like, if something happened to him, I'd be devastated. I really would. And I know it's the same with him. That I know. I know he loved me. I know if something happened to me, he would be devastated. My reason for like spilling all of this tea about my relationship is because, again, it's so many of y'all that when y'all not thinking about what it's going to be like when y'all get married. And then I got a couple friends. I wanted to say a few, but no, I got a couple friends that, I kid you not, that got married right after us, and they're already divorced. Because soon when something goes wrong, they out the door. Move on to the next. But my vows, I took it seriously. To death do us part. And me and him talk about that all the time. He says it, to death do us part. So it's going to be things that he does that I'm not going to like. It's going to be things that I do that he's not going to like. But like I said, on my part, I come to a common ground. I learned to dismiss it with him. So when he does stuff and he really not, trying to meet me halfway, I dismiss it. Either I still do it because I'm grown, or I don't do it and then I have my attitude, and then sometimes he'll give in. But I just wanted to talk to you guys, and I just wanted to do this vlog because, like I said, I have a daughter that's about to get married in December, and she's about to marry a wonderful man, y'all. Like, I'm so happy for her, and I wish them nothing but years to come. And I did have a long talk with her, because sometimes you could be with somebody, because she's been with him for a little while now, and they've been together for a few years now. You could be with somebody and living with them. So they are living together. You could be with someone, live with someone for a lot of years, but soon y'all get married, you could notice that sometimes things change. And this is what I like to tell my daughters, that, you can't run every time something happens. You can't. Nothing is going to be perfect at all. And if you feel like you're in a perfect relationship and y'all never argue, y'all never have disagreements, one of y'all is lying. Because not nobody is, and I really can say that, and I really am going to say that, nobody at all gets along 24/7. I mean, y'all can get along, but there's going to be things that you're not going to like. Even if that person corrects it, at first you didn't like it. So, and this is what I'm trying to tell them, that when it gets like that, don't be bullheaded and just be like, I'm done, I'm out of here, peace, I'm gonna be with somebody else, because then you're gonna start all over, and I guarantee you're gonna go through the same thing. So I'm about to go in there, and I'm about to ask him some questions, and y'all can listen. What keeps us together? Don't be funny. Because I know you about to say something funny. What keeps us together?
Love.
Love. Do we argue?
All the day, every day.
All day, every day?
Every day.
Every day. But we still manage to stay together.
Yeah.
Now I told them, I was like, when we got married, I said it was till death do us part.
Yeah, I'm working on the death part.
Don't be funny. You get on my nerves. But that was it. Like, it's not no advice that you would give somebody that's getting ready to get married, because a lot of people focus too much on the wedding, and they don't think they spend all this money on weddings. They go in debt over the weddings, and then after they get married, they don't have no house, no nothing. So, any advice on that?
Well, I try to tell all my kids it's better to have a small wedding and use the money to get you a house or whatever, invest it, and have some money for a rainy day. Because when you get married, there's gonna be plenty of rainy days.
And after you get married and you not agreeing with the person, like, you're gonna have stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a rainy day.
That's what you call it, rainy
It's
day?
a rainy day.
Because, like I said, too many people just jump and they done.
Yep. I gotta learn how to communicate. That's the bottom line.
So, and like I said, we both Libras, and I'm a good Libra, and you're you're a bad Libra. We agree that you're a man Libra.
No, I'm a good Libra.
And men Libras can be.
No, because I'm the one that has the right balance. You don't.
No, I already said that you make sure bills are paid and everything.
I have the right balance.
But when
You
it
don't.
comes to communicating, and when it comes to coming to a common ground, it's me though. Don't you agree with that?
No.
You don't agree that I'm the one that do the... Are you serious? But I'm giving.
Okay, that ain't got nothing to do about being a Libra. I stay even. That's why I really don't argue. I just do what I do. You like to argue. You like to tilt the scales from going crazy or not doing nothing at all. I stay even. And you know that.
I really don't. But
I know.
You
That's
see, there's a disagreement right
exactly.
here.
Now you can leave from out of my room so I can finish watching
See,
football.
and it's the way he talks to me.
Yep.
So, go do the piece again.
Peace.
All right, you guys. So I'm gonna end this vlog right now. Please, give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and also check out my makeup tutorial that I did. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Peace, love, and blessings.